case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1977, the Supreme Court of the United States heard Manson v. Brathwaite, a case that focused on the reliability of identification evidence in criminal trials. The case revolved around concerns raised over the reliability of a pretrial identification of a person accused of narcotics sales. Trooper Jimmy D. Glover had identified the individual in question from a single and suggestive photograph, raising questions about the fairness and likelihood of misidentification. Although the district court allowed the evidence, the Court of Appeals found the identification procedure to be impermissibly suggestive and unnecessary. The case then went to the Supreme Court to determine whether the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment required the exclusion of such evidence in state criminal trials, regardless of its reliability. The Supreme Court ultimately held that the admissibility of evidence related to post-Stovall identification should be evaluated based on criteria established in Neal v. Biggers. The court decided that the identification testimony in this case was admissible, as it met these criteria despite the suggestive and unnecessary identification procedure. This decision established that somewhat unreliable evidence could be presented to a jury, as long as there is not a high risk of mistaken identification, and that a per se rule of exclusion for such evidence is not required by the 14th Amendment. The ruling further emphasized that juries are generally capable of assessing identification testimony that may have some questionable aspects.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class behind.